Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be breaking down my World Tournament 2025 Round 4 combo versus TemuyIn, or also known as the Mewing T, as I like to call it. Now, this combo is actually planned. I started planning it pretty much 1.5 years ago. And I basically filmed a fully working version like 6 months ago. The only difference was the finisher, and the execution was slightly different. But I just wanted to improve the execution and change the finisher for this video. So anyway, it was recorded like a day before the deadline, so that's cool. Anyway, let's start breaking it down now. So first of all, it starts in this position. Now this position is quite important because it's the starting position. We have, it's kind of hard to see, but we have an O finger cross with my right hand, and the 4-3 finger cross inside of the O finger cross, which is pretty similar to TemuyIn's round 4, just this is with 2 hands. And it's an uncross. It starts with an uncross. It starts crossed there, then it uncrosses the pen. Also, apologies if I cough or something. I'm still pretty sick right now. Anyway. Then it uncrosses, and this was actually really annoying to do. This beginning part, this whole beginning linkage actually, up to like 3 or 4 seconds, it feels like walking through a minefield. It's like every tiny step just destroys everything. If it slightly touches one of your fingers, it just ruins the whole momentum. So that was the real challenge of this starting link. But anyway, it uncrosses, and it has to fall directly into what is it? It falls into the slot, the crossed finger slot of 3-4. So it's basically not in a slot for a moment here, because it slides down out of the uncrossed into a finger cross of 3-4. It's kind of hard to see because the shadow's there, but like it's in a crossed finger slot of 3-4 here. And then it uncrosses again. So it starts with an uncross in 3-4 with my left hand, then an uncross in 3-4 with my right hand. And then actually, as it uncrosses, while it's being uncrossed, I thread my, what finger is it? It's one of my fingers. I can't remember actually. What finger is that? Is that that's my middle finger. Okay, that's right. I thread my middle finger inside this uncross as it is being uncrossed. It's not fully uncrossed yet when I thread it inside, but I thread it inside. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell. Also, the finger cross from the original is still being held. I didn't uncross that from the very beginning, just to make it a little more complicated. But anyway, it goes, the uncross, sorry, what am I saying? It threads, the middle finger threads in between those fingers, and then, oh yeah, that's right. So then it actually switches to the slot that's 1-2 in my left hand, and then it changes direction. And this time it goes to a finger cross, not an unfinger cross, but an actual finger cross, while all the other finger crosses that happened because of what just happened are still in place. As you can see, it looks kind of like a cluster mess right here. All my fingers are kind of crossed here, except the one spinning the pen in this moment. And then it goes into another, oh yeah, that's right. Then it goes into the right hand 3-4 finger cross as well. And it does another un-FC. So it goes into, yeah, as you can see, I release it, it falls down into, I release basically all the finger crosses here because of what I have to move my hand to do next. But it falls down into the finger cross 3-4 in my right hand. And then I uncross it as a counter. And as you can see, I had to put my hand, an OFC. So I put my left hand has an O finger cross around those 2 fingers, but the O finger cross is with 4-3. 4P outside of, or touching 3P. I think that's the right notation. You can't really see that, but basically my pinky is here, and my ring finger is here, and they're making an O finger cross at the base of the crossed 3-4 of my right hand. And then it uncrosses while the FC is still in place, the OFC. So it's basically holding that. And again, this is pretty hard because everything's here. It's like one little mess up of like the slight, if it's like slightly off balance, or it doesn't spin the right way, or maybe one of my fingers is sticking up slightly, it will hit that finger and just ruin everything. That was the hardest part of this intro section. It's just walking through a minefield. It was so annoying, honestly. I did not like this. Because it has to pass over all the fingers that are being crossed and stuff like that. But anyway, then it gets passed, or it's a twirl or whatever, from 3-4 after the finger cross to the 4 from my right hand and the thumb of my left hand. If it would play. And then I uncross in order for what's coming, which is a pass. I think it's a pass. It might be technically a finger switch, but the slot position goes from 4 from my right hand, or pinky from my right hand, and thumb from my left hand, and it passes to 1 from my right and 1 from my left. So it goes from oh my gosh, right hand pinky, left hand thumb, immediately switching to right hand index, left hand index. That's the pass that happens here. I don't know if you can really see that. And also, yeah, there's still some finger crosses that were remnant from before. And it keeps, the motion continues, and it actually passes over the index into a pass around the index to a thumb, or a twirl or whatever. As you can see, the thumb passes there. That's fairly simple. But everything else is still crossed here from basically what happened earlier. And this is sort of the turning point. This is the end of the intro, basically. Which is funny because the music just so happened to line up with this. If you actually watch the video and listen to the background music. I did not plan that at all, but anyway. It stops there, and then the real stuff happens. Then it changes directions between my thumbs. Actually, wait, is it between my... What is it even? Yeah, I planned this combo so long ago, and I just kind of practiced it a lot. Like, at least once a week. Like, once every day for a while. But anyway, I just kind of got it into muscle memory. I kind of forgot what I was doing in the combo. But yeah, anyway, it passes, or something. I can't really remember what this is, but it changes directions. And then when you finish the second square pass and when your middle fingers go in, you see this middle finger goes, normally it's on this side, right? It's on the left to up side, right? And this hand is on this side. So normally the middle finger from this hand would go on that side, and this hand would go on that side. But this is hard and different because they actually get intertwined. This middle finger goes on that side, and this one has to thread basically inside this tiny hole that is created by the other square pass thing. And then that's not all. In order to keep it rotating the same direction, the right hand has to quickly and swiftly move. The right hand. I was looking at the wrong hand. The right hand has to quickly and swiftly move underneath while still being inside of the thread. So it kind of changes planes here. Like the finger itself changes the way it can bend, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, then immediately you have to bring the index finger up here. It's kind of weird explaining this, but like, because it's so complicated even for me, actually. Like, you have to bring the index finger up because the pen is spinning this way, and your whole arm has to basically go around the pen in order to bring the index finger there, but it's still going the same direction. I think this is technically hyper-modern two-hand. I didn't really intend it to be that, but it just is, I guess. And then, immediately after, the left hand turns upside down, or goes palm down, I should say. into a finger cross in 2-3, with half FC 3-2, I should say. Or not half FC, what am I saying? It's a finger cross, it's a 3-2 finger cross, palm down, with the left hand, right here. But it has to, yeah, you can see that, 3-2 finger cross, but it quickly does the same thing as the other hand, but just not from, instead of from down to up, it goes from up to down really quickly. So yeah, it goes naturally from palm down, from palm up to palm down, here, and then it has to quickly go underneath the pen before the pen passes through, if you know what I mean. There's this short window here where the left hand has to swiftly move underneath that pen to continue passing, if that even makes sense. And it kind of finger crosses also with the thumb in order to get the pass to the thumb, while also still being there. So yeah, the thumb is there. Oops. And then, what even is this? I can't even remember. Actually, I cannot even remember what this is, honestly. I think it's simple. It's just, it kind of, I don't know. It's like a twirl, but finger cross and two hand. I think that's kind of like a pass or twirl or something. But anyway, then here's the most important part of the whole combo, which many of you probably missed. And that is probably the hardest part of the entire combo, is this linkage right here. Yes, this linkage is the cream of the crop main point of this combo, although you can't really see it. It's not this one. This is what builds up into it. But this linkage, this is what made the combo special, although it's very hard to tell. I actually have another video explaining this linkage, basically. So, the point of this linkage, okay, first of all, I'll tell you, I was looking around at what the hardest trick in pen spinning was, and I asked a few people, not many, honestly, I'll be honest, but I dug around, and apparently, back in the day, this was known as the hardest trick in pen spinning because Isaac did it in his World Tournament combo, and he said it was the hardest trick or something. I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. And that is a palm down gunman fall with 1.0 finger switches, I should say. Which basically means, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because it's palm down, but it's like a pass to there, and then another pass to there, and there. Anyway, that was previously known as the hardest trick in pen spinning, I think. I could be wrong, but it's definitely not now anymore. And now, let's go to the next hardest trick in pen spinning, or theoretical hardest, which I asked Void, and he said it was this. He said it was a juggernaut if performed palm down. Now, not many people can do it palm up, but this is basically what a juggernaut is. It's you make this sort of motion or this position with your hands, and you interlock them. And instead of continuing the rotation, because it's in that weird orientation, it actually is a counter. It switches directions each time. And it has to pass over all the fingers. And I think that's what makes it hard, in my opinion. And I can do it palm down with bad execution here. But yeah, that terrible execution, but whatever. I'm just demonstrating. That was previously known as the theoretical hardest trick in pen spinning according to Void and a couple other people. But I'm not sure if it is. Being the hardest trick in pen spinning is pretty subjective. But anyway, now let's look at the next part of this link, which is the 3-finger gunman versus 2 fingers. Doing a palm down gunman fall with 3 fingers versus 2 fingers is much harder because your fingers have to spread much further apart. And again, that's the position. That's the normal two fingers, and this is with 3 fingers, as you can see. So this already is pretty hard. But now, this is what makes this link so hard. The plan of this linkage was to combine a palm down, what am I even saying? Palm down 3-finger 3-finger gunman fall with a palm down juggernaut. So you notice, see, it continues rotating that way if it was a normal 3-finger gunman. But then I say no, because the juggernaut, the point of the juggernaut is to change direction. It's a counter. So we add the counter to this, but doing a counter from that position is extremely hard. You have to twist your fingers in the worst ways possible. And in order to do that, to continue the rotation going, you have to do it aerial and basically finger cross. It's pretty much finger cross because if you know what a finger cross twirl is, you'll understand this. Actually, that makes a lot more sense. It's more like a gunman fall plus juggernaut plus, well, gunman fall, counter plus finger cross. I can't even, I'm so confused right now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but anyway. Yeah, this is hard, I'll just say that. You have to, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You basically have to keep rotating it that way, but in order to do that, you have to do a finger cross twirl, basically. So it's basically a finger cross, juggernaut, 3-finger, gunman fall, twirl, aerial, or something. Like, it's weird. But anyway, and then you catch it in this slot. Well, not that slot. Anyway, I guess I'll show it here. Yeah, you change directions here. It's in that slot. And again, I'll make this clear. In this slot, it is natural to continue rotating this way. But the point of this is to make it hard and rotate the opposite way, which needs you to do a finger cross. Anyway, then it catches in this slot. And I actually catch it more up in the middle in my video. Pretty sure. So yeah, it's hard to tell, but I catch it in this slot here. It's literally all palm down. You can't see it, which is the sad part of this angle, but like, you'll just have to take my word for it that I catch it in between 1 there and 3 there. 3 right hand, 1. No, that's not 1, is it? Wait, I can't even remember. What am I saying? No, sorry. This is 2 in my right hand and 3 in my left hand. So then, catch, switch to normal, juggernaut, gunman. Yeah, then it just continues the normal rotation, but you have to release it, basically, to do the finisher. Then it goes around the hand to do the finisher. After you catch it there, it continues the rotation. It doesn't counter again. It does a normal gunman, basically. Well, not gunman, but then, yeah, you have to go around the hand, around the pen, and then it counters again and does another thing, as you can see here. So it goes around, and then it counters into a thumb around. Would you look at that? I actually did a thumb around. And that's basically it for this video, I guess. And if you want to see this video, go into the description of this video if you have no idea what's happening. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.